They say that they ain't loyal, but for the dough you get that royalty. Better, it's better when she back.
What's up, you guys? Hey, lovies, happy Saturday. Today is try on haul day, and we got a lot of stuff. I'm going through it right now, and I'm really trying to make this video to where each part, the one for tomorrow and the one for Tuesday, isn't an hour long. Because I know y'all just be trying to get in and get out. You know, y'all got stuff to do. Time is money. I'm not trying to take all y'all time up. Okay, so welcome. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, baby. Yeah, I know. I'm energized this morning. Not this morning. What is wrong with me? It is not morning. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? I've just been enjoying my Saturday. So anyway, not too much yapping. We're gonna get right into it. I know I usually go through like each item as I'm taking them out of the bag. We're not gonna do that. We're just gonna surprise you today. Okay, so we're just gonna hop right on into it. Let's get ready. Okay, my lovies, this is the first outfit. Nice little boob action. Got a lot of little ties going on. But feels really secure. These are long. Super long. I like this one. It's cute. Cute, cute. Okay, moving on. This one is super cute. Super sheer, so make sure you have the right undergarments. Love the high split back action. So cute. So cute. So yeah, guys, I don't know if you've ever seen, but you can see right here. I got into a motorcycle accident like right when I moved to Chicago. Flipped off that motorcycle like 3 times, landed on my knee. The doctor, I didn't tear any ligaments, break any bones, nothing. My knee was just split open. And the doctor just says, like, what happened? Like, you know, he was very confused at why I was just so, well, one thing that I'm super blessed, God don't play about me. And also, too, I literally felt as we were about to, impact almost. I felt him, like, breaking, trying to break. And I'm like, this is happening. And I just relaxed my body. I remember it like it was yesterday. I just relaxed my body and was like, this is happening. Boom. Crazy situation. So yeah, that was right when I actually moved out to Chicago. Was messing with F-boys. You know, met this dude. He took me to the projects, all kinds of stuff. I was young. I was outside though. What? Chi-town, baby. What up? That's my second home. Anybody from Chicago? What up? Okay. Yeah, so I had this best friend all throughout high school, and she had a sister. And this is the best friend I had when I talked about the girl that introduced me to Rena and brought the cliques together. This was my best friend from that story time. So if you caught the story time, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But if you didn't, go back and watch the video. Anyway, so yeah, I had a best friend. She had a sister. And, you know, as I'm moving into like my first apartment in Dago and stuff like that, she actually came out there to visit. She just liked it. I plugged her in the apartment complex, and she lived like right downstairs from me. So like we got kind of close and stuff like that. So eventually she was out there for maybe like a year. And she didn't like Cali no more. She didn't really like the men. You know, she was a thicker girl. You know, like Chicago, it's a different breed. They love that. You know, they appreciate a thicker woman, like literally. Anyway, everybody knows Cali, stick thin, lose weight, health, fitness, all that stuff. Not to say that Chicago ain't like that, but even the weather causes you to need to have a few extra pounds on you. You know what I'm saying? It'd be cold and up out there. So, long story short, she went back to Chicago and I wanted to visit. I'm like, girl, since you back in Chicago, I know you. So, let me go out there. I know you didn't expect that color, did you? I'm trying to figure out if I like it or not myself. It's just kind of wild, kind of clownish, right? Anyway, so I'm like, gee, I'm about to come out to Chicago and visit. Like, I must have went to Chicago, fell in love. Okay, I'm born and raised in San Diego, California. I grew up very diverse. You know, a lot of friends that were Asian, Mexican, white, whatever. Didn't matter. And I didn't know any different. And not to say that Chicago changed my perception. It just gave me a different perception. It gave me a different perception that there are a lot of black people out here that it rearranged the thought process of really family oriented. Also, college. You guys are very, very scholastically into college education, continuing education. That's really living in California. It's like people aren't really from here. They come out here to get acting, modeling. It's so superficial. People lying about what they got, what they don't got. And in Chicago, it's kind of like, this is what it is. We actually appreciate you going to college, getting an education, getting a career. It was just different in that sense. So I appreciated that. And that's what made me go to nursing school, honestly. This is so pretty. Shut up. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see the bottom. It is like so pretty.
Oh. This is a good. Oh. Oh.
So pretty. So yeah, that's why I got into nursing school. It was like, dude, just the whole vibe of the city was different. It was like, not to say that I didn't know that, you know, college was the next step after graduating, of course, but I'm just keeping it real. I wasn't in a household to where it was like, okay, do your PSATs, what colleges are you applying for? I mean, I was lucky just to have enough support to get through high school. No, it's cool though. You know what I mean? I just want the people out there who kind of are in similar situations to know that, you know, sometimes you just don't have all that guidance in your household. And you take steps outside and you see what else life has to offer and you make decisions according to that. And that's exactly what I did. I felt the push to further my education when I was in Chicago. So, neither here nor there. I digress. Let's get back into the story.
Okay, alright, thank you so much.
So, yeah, I thought I was cute and I was riding around with a guy. You know, we was like on the south side of Chicago in the hood because he had just taken me to where people stay in the projects. First time I ever been to the projects. Okay. First time I ever been to the projects. Okay. And was outside. Thought I was cute. Okay. Yeah, so this ain't even really a real outfit. So this little dress is cute, right? I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? Fun, flirty. And I just was trying to put something under it that just wasn't so abrasive, so like nude. And then this is one of the tops I got with it, and I just kind of like, but you know, no, it's not working. And I wasn't even gonna show y'all, but I said, you know what? A girl like me is transparent. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we get things that just don't work. Look at this. It's not working. So we in the hood, we driving around on this little crotch rocket. It ain't even a real motorcycle. It's like one of them crotch rockets. Like how are we even being held up? There ain't nothing you can pay me to put me on a motorcycle now. So anyway, we driving around. In Chicago, all the lights to turn don't have an arrow. It's like, wait in the middle. Like, there are a lot of intersections that are like that in California. No, turning signal, so wait in the middle, turns yellow, about to turn red, make sure the cars ain't going, you go. But a lot of times in Chicago, motherfuckers is turning and that red light been red. It's just a different type of approach to driving in Chicago. I promise you that. So it was one of those like type deals to where we're coming up to a green light. The cars are still in that intersection trying to make that turn. And he just wasn't paying attention. And once we got so close to the car, he thought he was going to be able to stop and wasn't. Boom. Smacked right into that motherfucker. Flew off. I'm like screaming. I'm from Cali. Good thing I had on a wig that was glued down that day. I was so excited about that. I know. No. I was. Okay. Hair would have been off, everything in the middle of the street, Southside Chicago in the hood. No, miss me with that. So anyway, that was a good thing. I had this was when I was 23, okay? And I was smoking big. And of course it wasn't legal yet. And I must have just got me a fat, nice, and that motherfucker stayed nice and tucked in that pocket. Just everything that could have went wrong, didn't. I didn't break any bones, tear any ligaments, my wig didn't come off, and I didn't lose my weed. What more can you ask for? So yeah, I had a driver at the time because I wasn't driving. I was just kind of looking for an apartment, all that stuff. I just got out there. So I had a driver that I just met him randomly. Let me just tell you, met him randomly downtown. He was getting out of jail, walking back to his car. Just the coolest person to this day. Cool as fuck. So I call him. He's there in 5 minutes, right? The ambulance come. They're like, oh, they got to take me to a certain hospital. When I tell you this hospital was trash, I'm from California where I'm coddled. You feel me? And you want to take me to the hood in Chicago to me busted open, everything, and they acting like they don't even see it. Wait in the lobby. What? Yeah, guys, this one ain't going to work. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get it up right here. And then whatever I do, these areolas do not want to stay in. And it's so cute. It is so cute. So, you know what? I'm going to keep this one and see if I could take it to an alterations shop and see if, if they can get me in here. Cute. And a lot of these items are either going to be dresses or shirts. I know. But pieces, right? Let me know in the comments. So I'm sitting there for 30 minutes. The police come in. They like, oh, who's the guy you were with? I guess he dipped. Okay. They're like, oh, you got to give us the information or we can charge you and all this stuff. And even back then, I'm like, get the fuck up out my motherfucking face because y'all can't find who did that accident. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I was an innocent bystander too. You know what I mean? Y'all didn't fry my weed, so get up out of my face, man. They dipped. I'm like, I knew about Oak Park area. It reminded me of San Diego. Just nice area. Anybody that's in Chicago knows Oak Park. Love Oak Park, okay? Very diverse. It just reminded me of San Diego. So I'm like, take me to Oak Park Hospital. Man, I must have pulled up to Oak Park. 40 nurses. Take her in. Yeah, look, doctors, everything. This is what I'm motherfucking talking about. This is what I'm used to. Look at this. I need help. Okay? So, long story short, I was there. They did their thing. Loved them down. I mean, I must have wrote reviews. Being in a different city that you don't know, you're in like a major accident. You're looking for comfort. My mom couldn't get out there. Like, you're just looking, and they provided that for me. So to this day, shout out to Oak Park Hospital. I think that was right off Harlem, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so of course, not of course, you guys don't know. So the knee was like completely open, and I just asked him, I said, can you just make it like one big scar? And so like he pulled it up, made it one big scar. I love my scar, love it down, okay? So I was on crutches for like 2 weeks. Mind you, no car, got a driver. He was acting a little stupid at the time. You know, people know that you relying on them a little bit more, and sometimes they act a little dumb, okay? And just out there, still staying in hotels, didn't have my place yet, so it was crazy. Oh, I gotta make sure I showed y'all the back. I'm getting lost in my stories. Because this has a middle split. You know, goes kind of long. I hope the socks don't be throwing y'all off, but I'm a socks girl. I don't just walk around on the floor like that. Anyway, so cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. Fire. Shut up. I just love a good detail. What? Showstopper. Oh, just love a good piece. And can you guys see how long it is? It's pretty long. Okay. Yeah, so I was out there on crutches, getting my life together. You know what I mean? My mom couldn't make it out. But the thing is with me, it's like I wasn't letting something like that send me all the way home when I was already working on stuff to get stuff going. And I knew that that's where I wanted to be. I mean, because my mom, come home, regroup, come home. I'm like, no, man, like I could still walk. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm like in a wheelchair or something like that. It's not like I broke a bone to where they're telling me I'm going to be down for months. You know, they're like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote it out. But leading into the second part of the story, she's like, okay, well, your brother's good friend has a good friend in Chicago, South Side. He said, so, you know, because I was moving around, making money, doing things, you know what I'm saying? What women do, you know? And what I mean by that is like, you know, like networking and stuff. And at the time, I was kind of dabbling and selling hair, like different things like that. So that I didn't have to continue to pay for rooms when I wasn't really getting out there making money and networking and doing the things that I needed to do, I could actually just post up at his house for like 2 to 3 days. 2 days. It was like 2 days. Another side note to that, he had a girlfriend. His girlfriend was out of town because he had just did some he had just did some crazy stuff, and I'm gonna get back to that. So she dipped and went back to Ghana with their daughter, and that's why I was able to come there at that time, which I didn't know that yet. So I'm just thinking he has a place, boom, friend of the family. I can come there, chill out, rest up, and don't have to like worry about too much. And he's a friend of the family. Like, all good, right? Right? All good.